Oh guys, welcome back to S3D, and in this video I am gonna give you my opinion about which figure is more fun to pose. And I guess we'll just get right into it. We're gonna start from the left to the right, and yeah, unfortunately, let me tell you, this figure is my least favorite figure to pose. I mean, it looks nice, but it has a lot of problems. The shoulder basically drives me insane every time I try to pose this figure. The ponytail comes off, and these straps don't stay on very well. So it's an overall very frustrating experience. And also when she is not attached to the base, she has a tendency of falling over. There's just something wrong with the feet. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It is still a nice figure, but not very fun to pose. So, you know, she probably will just stay in one pose, and that's it. I don't want to pick her up. Second figure that is very not so fun to pose is this guy right here. This dude's got hip problems. So he has a high tendency to fall over a lot. His shoulders is not great. There is actually reuse, I guess. His reused torso. I think they used Gung-Ho or Roblox torso for this guy. Yeah, so this was a customer return from my local comic shop. I'll do a video about it later. The customer returned it because the box got dinged up during shipping. So, a nice looking figure. I was expecting this guy to have, you know, good articulation and good playability since he's a fighter. But yeah, this guy's very frustrating. All right, so next is this guy right here. He's actually okay. Yeah, this is freaking bullshit. Anyway, this guy's actually okay for the most part, like right in the middle. You know, the backpack has some issues. But if you take everything off, he becomes a very posable figure. With some minor issues here and there for the shoulders, maybe the hip areas and stuff like that. But his feet are so much better than the original release. Like, he can actually stand and balance. Okay, so, yep. And believe it or not, this Marvel Legends figure is actually, he has very limited articulation in the torso and the hips area, but he can stand pretty well. And you can pose him without too much issues, despite, you know, having limited articulation. I think that's what makes him a little bit more fun to pose, due to his limited posability. If the Marvel Legends team tried to do too much with this guy, I think he's probably going to face the same issues with these Classify, G.I. Joe Classify, or retro figures. So, you know, Hasbro takes the L right here on this comparison. Now, these two figures are posable, they balance, everything works okay on these things. The only thing I'm concerned about is like paint chipping. You know, every time I'm trying to swap a head, more and more paint would come off on both heads. So that's very concerning. But beyond that, you know, they balance, they can be posed well, and there are, you know, a lot more fun to play with. You know, I have put these guys in like hundreds of poses already. So yeah, and even then, you know, after having these figures, sample reviews figures to mess around with, you know, I got about another month with these figures before I'm gonna let them go. So yeah, I don't even want to pick up these figures. I just want to put them in the pose, throw on the shelf, and then forget about it. But when I want to actually do something, you know, pose a figure, do some poses and do some action stuff, these are my go-to. This guy is getting some attention, not too much, because he's pretty stable and he looks cool. But yeah, again, you know, I think Hasbro really need to address some of the issues. You know, floppy legs, floppy hips, and just shoulders are stuck. I don't know, man. Or feet that can't even stand up. So makes them very, very not fun. Anyway, this is just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.